China's military drills around Taiwan have entered their second day. The exercise in Taiwanese waters and airspace has pushed the self-ruled island to the edge. The United Nations has urged restraint from all sides to avoid tensions in the region.
On China, I can tell you that we're, of course, following the developments in the Taiwan Straits closely. We urge the relevant parties to refrain from acts that could escalate tensions in the region.
The Eastern Theatre of the People's Liberation Army started the drills on Thursday. The Joint SWORD 2024 exercise also involves the Navy, Air Force and Chinese rocket units. The exercise has been launched in the Taiwan Strait, the north, south and east of Taiwan as well, and also around the islands of Kinmen, Matsu and Dongyan. Till now, Taipei has detected at least 49 Chinese aircraft. In fact, China has warned that Taiwan's independent forces will, and I'm going to quote here, leave heads broken and blood flowing, quote unquote. The Taiwanese Defense Ministry has condemned the attacks as quote unquote irrational provocation. As response, Taipei has deployed its naval, air and ground forces to defend against the Chinese aggression. Now, the Australian Foreign Minister's office has warned of increased tensions and has urged peace and stability in the region. The war games come just 3 days after the inauguration of Taiwan's new president, William Lai, who has vowed to protect the island. Taiwan's military has said that Thursday's drills simulated a full-scale war-like situation and not an economic blockade. Taiwanese Defense Ministry has also asked China to stop their acts of intimidation, a sentiment also shared by Taiwan's newly elected president.
The National Armed Forces are in full readiness, upholding the strong will to prepare for war, not to seek war, to respond to war, and not to avoid war, and are confident, capable, and determined to ensure national security.
China has long claimed control over the self-ruled island. The PLA claims that their drills focus on joint sea-air combat readiness patrols, integrated operations and understanding the joint combat capabilities of the Chinese forces. China's foreign ministry has also described these as legitimate and necessary moves to safeguard Beijing's national sovereignty. For more on this, we were earlier joined by former Army commander and expert on strategic military affairs, Lieutenant General Raj Shukla from New Delhi. Here's what he had to say on the matter.
The scale of the exercises are not very different from what occurred when Nancy Pelosi came in 22 or when the previous Taiwanese president met the American speaker in 23. So I think the aims are multifold. One is, of course, to coerce Lai. There is a signaling to the US and its allies that we are not going to take any of this stuff lightly. There is also this desire to test the operational readiness of the PLA. Do remember that the PLA, especially the Rocket Force and Strategic Support Force, have been in deep trouble in recent times over corruption and their operational preparedness, which is a great cause for the worry for President Xi. And also, I think, these practice runs can one fine day just transit very easily from an exercise posture to an operational assault. As you rightly observed, American power, these $950 billion, 800 bases, 11 aircraft carriers, we are seeing American power fragment. While the Americans should actually be pivoting to the Western Pacific, they've been distracted in Ukraine and now in West Asia. If you recall, Jake Sullivan, I think 1 week before October 7th, said that, there are many trouble spots all around the world. He pointed to Taiwan, but he said West Asia is by and large settled, and how wrong he was proved. So what is happening now that American power is getting fragmented, and also look at what I call the opera of failing deterrence of the Americans. Act 1 was Afghanistan, Act 2 was Ukraine, Act 3 possibly West Asia, Act 4 prospectively Taiwan. So there are deep worries here. And I would also say that, to me it appears that China under Xi is determined to unify Taiwan by a clever mix of persuasion and coercion if possible, else by force. And when would he do it, or why would he do it? When he senses weaknesses in American deterrence.